pressing buttons. We're gonna do it. We're gonna talk to people and stuff. Yeah. That's the new Refuge theme song. We're gonna talk to people and stuff. We're talking to stuff right now. Inanimate objects.
So in the beginning of all of our videos, it'll just be that intro.
Yep.
Like a sitcom.
Exactly. I think we should have a sitcom like theme song. Whatever happened to the Refuge Nation guys?
Our sitcom would get canceled.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. Hello, beautiful humans. Come on, Dud, do it.
I was waiting on you. Didn't want to mess up that beautiful banter,
Yeah.
but we are live.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Germs, people, all the homies. We love you guys so much. We're pumped that you're hanging out with us, or that you would hang out with somebody like us, you know. This is the Refuge HQ Livestream. It's always an awesome opportunity. We try to do it every single week. It gives you guys a chance to ask questions. Maybe, you know, something you're struggling with your kit, maybe a question about manufacturing or about TECC or TCCC, and then it also gives us the opportunity to kind of just talk to y'all, you know, like, hey, what's going on in the world of Refuge? Like, this is what's going on. So yeah, it kind of just helps us and stuff like that. If you ever have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat below. We prefer it to be all caps. The reason being, it's a little easier to track the comments versus the questions because the live chat will go pretty quick. Hello to all the people who are saying hi. What's up, Tommy Guptill? What's up, John? What's up, Jonathan? Shalom, lovely Dudley. What is up, Carrie? Thank you guys so much for being on the live. We love you, as always. I hope you know that. But, you know, sometimes it just never hurts to tell you, you know? What do you think of the new sign, too, by the way? Shout out to all of our awesome facilitators and getting this bad boy hung up and looking super duper sweet. So yeah, feel free to check that out too. Let me know what you think about it. So I'm trying to get the live stream pulled up so I can see the comments. Question on TikTok. Send it, TikTok.
Do you guys have any stores?
We do have a store. The store is located in Oklahoma. It's also where our production facility is. We're talking about having a retail location, but right now we're focusing on retail here before we take it somewhere else. Although I do know that there's retail locations across the country right now that do sell our Bearfax, our first aid kits, and some of them are gun shops, some of them are outdoor stores. There's not a ton of them, but there are a couple out there. So that's a great question. If you're ever in the Oklahoma area, feel free to give us a call or stop in. Come check out the merchandise, you know, feel it, mess with it, see if it stinks or not. You know, we always want to get your feedback. It's a good question.
We got an all-caps question from Tommy Gupta. Why aren't your shirts made in the USA?
Which shirts? What are you talking about?
Our grindstone shirts, I believe, are made in the USA.
Our grindstone shirts are made in the USA. Currently, right now, we're setting up logistics with Origin to use their shirts. We want to, so T-shirts, USA T-shirts, they can be assembled here. None of the cotton's from here, so we're kind of just still shooting ourselves in the foot. So we're trying to move over straight to Origin, so that way the cotton and the shirt is assembled here, all of it, so it's one failed swap. So totally tracking like a tank on that. Appreciate your accountability and your challenge, and we're working on it, so thank you for that. That's a great question, Guptill. Guys, if you haven't been using the Jocko Hydrate, I personally was out doing refuge training all weekend. I honestly don't know what I would do without this stuff. I probably have gotten dehydrated and rehydrated 37 times because I've just been outside and I cannot keep enough salt in my body. It's just the moment I leave, I think the sun like knows I'm outside, and so it goes up like 4 degrees and just takes all the salt out of my body. If you guys are struggling with the heat right now, send like a flame emoji in the chat so I know I'm not alone. Otherwise, I'm just gonna think I'm a big pansy and I should be tougher. Maybe I'll just expose myself to more heat. What do you do, Dud?
Water, especially last week. I was so grateful to my son. He brought an entire hydration kit home for me because I had the runs. That wasn't any good, and I was losing all my electrolytes. My wife took my keys because she didn't feel as though that it was safe for me to drive.
Good move.
Because I was shaky, couldn't stand up, was barely able to talk. But after I started hydrating using a hydration kit, I was good to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's 12C conditioning. He just took the RT. He said second witness to the Jocko Hydrate. Yeah, guys, salt, magnesium, very, very important for your body when you're dehydrated. Make sure you're getting it back in there. Somebody asked on Instagram, they asked what town are we in? We're right outside Fort Smith, Arkansas, so that's like the biggest town to look up. So look up Fort Smith, Arkansas. That's got hotels and all this stuff, so if you wanted to come and visit, that'd be great. Just moved to Kansas and learning it's hotter over here than southeast. Yeah, the sun just gets turned up over here. I don't know what it is. We're connected to Kansas, so I feel that pain there.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Yep.
Jocko versus Liquid IV.
100% Jocko.
It's got like all the added
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
They
we're-
have a
all the
comparison
gunk.
on their site.
Yeah, Jocko has a comparison on their site. The best way I can explain it is there's not a bunch of fake stuff in here. There's not a bunch of sugar. There is Reb M, which is fermented cane sugar. Right, that's one of the healthiest versions of sugar you can get. With that, the reason they did it is just for like a little sweetener, but it's not a ton, right? Last thing you want when you're dehydrated is a bunch of sugar and glucose combating that sodium, right? So that's why I like the Jocko over the Liquid IV. I think the flavor is a little bit better. The texture isn't as weird. Like Liquid IV kind of changes the viscosity of the water almost. That's not as much of a thing with the Jocko Hydrate, so that's one of the reasons I prefer it. I also prefer Jocko the company and Jocko the person. So I'm a big person to like, I'm gonna support a brand I stand behind, not necessarily because like the product is 1,000 times better than another one on the market, but rather because the brand is 1,000 times better than the other brand they're competing against. And I just really support what Jocko Fuel is doing in terms of their brand, and so as does Refuge. And with that, that's why we went with Jocko Hydrate. Plus, it was like totally. It was like a match made in heaven. I had texted one of the leads over at Jocko Fuel, and I was like, "Hey, dude, we're talking about doing a hydration kit. Like, can we get some of your Jocko greens to go in it?" He's like, "Dude, I'll do you one better. I'll send you Jocko Hydrate. It's a new product, hasn't gone to market yet." And so we actually had this before it went to market. We were able to check it out, use it. And we're like, "Oh man, this thing is awesome." So American supported, American focused. That's another reason for Jocko Fuel over Liquid IV.
Actually, our CEO kept coming into the building, and he can't steal them because I mean he owns everything in
Right.
the building. But like he'd come in and you'd see him walk over and he'd grab one and then he'd write an IOU for Brit, and that's how you know it's good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I had to hide them at that point.
Brit's got something.
What do you got?
Somebody asked on TikTok, do you think that tourniquets are your bestseller or your kits?
Ooh.
Technically, right now, our best seller is the Bear Fac.
And it has a tourniquet.
Per this morning.
So
So actually, we want to go super, super technical because there's a tourniquet in the Bear Fac, and we also sell tourniquets by themselves. Tourniquets are more successful. But the most successful thing we sell is the Bear Fac. That's our number one performing product. That's our flagship item. And the reason for it, guys, is it just freaking works. It just freaking works. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about the Bear Fac. Bear Independent says, how does Jocko compare to Steve-O from a bear business development standpoint? I don't know if you're being serious or not, but I don't know how to answer that. So I'm going to do my best and say not well. Love Refuge is my only go-to for medical. Nephew's Reticle. Yes. Refuge Medical, guys, we all know. Britt's yelling at me from the corner over there. She's saying, Bob, talk about the Bear Min. And I'll talk about the Bear Min.
It's in your hand.
It's in my hands. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but this is the bare minimum of what you need. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
You see it? Guys, I mean, this
It could have
stuff,
its own song.
it writes itself, okay? But anyways, this is the bare minimum here. This is a fully built out trauma kit for you guys. It's a little bit smaller than the Bear Fac, has some boo-boo capability and not as advanced trauma capability. It's a very, very solid, middle of the road product that can cover not just you, but also your kids, your wife, your cat, whatever you got that's important to you in your life. Same exact way as the Bear Fac, deploys from the top, pull it out, right? Because we want this. We don't necessarily want to work out of a pouch that's attached to something. The last thing I want to do is be like, oh my gosh, I got to work out of this. How do I make it happen? No. You'll notice that the shears in your tourniquet are on the outside because you're probably going to need those things to expose a wound or to apply a tourniquet. I don't want you to have to like go diving into this thing to get a TQ. We want it accessible from the outside because under 2 minutes, right? Now, notice here, this bad boy can be deployed with one hand, right? Why is that important? Because you might not have one of your hands if you need this first aid kit. In all seriousness, amputations do happen, and so mechanical amputations are super serious. We wanted all of our kits to be deployed with one hand because we've seen it happen before and how important it was. So priority of care, you see that your M and your A are going to be right here in this front pouch. So you have an ETD, you have wound packing gauze, you have a hemostatic impregnated wound packing gauze, additional rolled gauze, gloves, your Sharpie, a little bit of tape back in the back. We've got our chest seals, and we've also got a burn tech dressing. What you got, Dud?
We got another weirdo in the chat that said the bear fac is made out of full-grown grizzlies. The bare minimum is actually specifically made from polar bear clubs, smaller kit, smaller pelts.
Dang it, I'm sorry, man. You're incorrect. So the bear fac is made from grizzlies, primarily Kodiaks. And then the bear min is made from koalas. It's not polar bears.
I don't know because the guy who said that is an expert on bears.
Yeah, I know, but I'm an expert in these kits, you know?
I mean, he made them, so.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's bear? Alright, well, I tried, dude. Then he's right. Yeah, I default to him. You guys gotta tell me stuff like that. You're just trolling me in the chat right now. Try my best here, boss. Oh my gosh. So anyways, there's also a bunch of other medical components in here that I think you need. Maybe you don't think so, and if not, go do this yourself and tell me how to do it. In that case, you have additional gauze, both eye pads, you have square gauze, you have 5x9 abdominal pads, because you might need to wipe some stuff up and clean it up. We got steri strips, band-aids, and all that good stuff. And then we also have sting wipes, we have anti-burn gel, we have anti-sting gel. It's just boo-boo, you know, like, hey, I'm in the woods and I'm not, you know, in the desert fighting terrorists. Okay, well, this is a really good kit for you. Also, if you were in the desert fighting terrorists, this thing would do exactly what you need it to do. So I don't mean to diminish that, because those dudes are also awesome. But yeah, this is a quick look at the bare min. This is the hot to trot topic for the week. So we got a special going. Go to the website, grab it while you can. What's this bad man jammer going for? Like $200?
$219?
$219.
That's a freaking steal.
That dude, okay, and the good thing is this pouch is made in Fort Smith, Arkansas, so I know exactly where it's made. I know it's made by people who are awesome Americans who are trying to do their best to build up this economy sustainably, and I also know that this pouch right here supports roughly 30 families once you include manufacturing. So that you're stimulating the American manufacturing industry when you purchase a bare min. You also get badass medical kits. It's a win-win. Which brings me to my next thing. I wanted to give a shout out to all of Refuge Nation. Refuge Nation, thus far since we launched it, has already earned $5,000. If you're not part of Refuge Nation, you're literally taking money, you're setting it on the table, and then you're leaving. Which is crazy, bro, because you can get free money so that you can buy more first aid kits. And that's a big deal to me. Personally, I don't like spending money on gear, but I do like gear. So, you know, the Refuge Nation program is really easy. All you do is you go down to the bottom of the page, you click the Refuge Nation program, affiliate program, do the sign up, and then you're going to get a custom URL. So if your name was John Smith, it's going to be refugemedical.com/John Smith. And then anybody who goes to that webpage, you earn the cheddar, the kickback, so that you can get more gear. It's a really great program. Like I said, people have already gotten $5,000 out of this. That's crazy cool. And that's just going back to the people who have supported our business thus far. You guys have supported us long enough. It's time for us to give something back to y'all. And that's the whole point of Refuge Nation, is to reward people who prioritize first aid, right? We're not going to make it for play carriers and stuff like that. I think that's cool, but it's about rewarding people who have a responder mindset, who want to help one another, who want to serve one another in love, right? That's the point of Refuge Nation. It's very, very deep. I gotta drink some water because I got a hoarse voice today.
So someone got confused because TJ answered it. Yeah, we are in Oklahoma. We're real close to Fort Smith.
Yeah, the easiest town for me to describe when most people know it is Fort Smith, Arkansas. Plus, then I keep you guys guessing. You never know where we are.
The chat got super savage for a minute when you guys started talking about the different kind of bears. It like turned into like koala packs, and like TJ talking about pandas because they're easy to catch. Like,
yeah,
it got intense.
Do I need to go in the chat and put pause on someone?
Pause because of bears? That is terrible humor. You could get it here for free. Wow, that is so great. This is the best content you don't pay for.
Will Refuge Nation apply to training anytime soon?
Yeah, we're actually currently talking about that. We're just figuring out the best way to do it for you guys. And we're trying to roll it into the Refuge Alumni program. So if you don't know, there is code Refuge Alumni. If you've taken a training class at any point, you can put in code Refuge Alumni, and we will validate that you've taken a training class. But that allows you to get a discount on future trainings, as well as get you a discount on kits. And so we're trying to partner both Refuge Nation and Refuge Alumni into one, like, super, like, Refuge Super Saiyan. I don't know. Something.
Fusion!
Boom! That's, you didn't see it, but me and Dud just fused Refuge style. Oh, dude, thanks for the super chat.
Wait a minute.
Awesome. What's up?
What happens when we fuse together? Do you remember the name of the van?
I don't.
Yo, what? We become an Oreo.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, dang it. That was just a me and you thing. I wasn't going to tell the internet. Yeah, Dud and I call ourselves the Oreo when we're alone, okay? It's a friend thing. You don't have weird friend things? All right? Get off my back, internet. I don't need you today. That was funny, Dudley. How much is training? Alex456 asked. Alan, that is a great question. Training is always, it starts at like, I think, $70-$80. And it goes all the way up in like the $1,400-$1,500 range. And it really depends on what you are currently trying to train on and what you are currently focusing on. The best way to do this is reach out to admin at Refuge Training. Hannah Banana over there, she's an assassin at answering questions. She'll take care of whatever you need, as well as she'll kind of maybe work with one of our lead instructors, either Phelps or Capsurai, and kind of talk to you about what training might be best for you in your current situation, as well as looking at our current schedule and offerings and say, hey, you might be really well slotted here or here. But either way, you can give us a phone call or you can shoot us an email and we're a resource for you. You don't have to pay to talk and ask a question here. We're human beings. You're human beings. Let's be humans together. It'll be a great time.
The 12C conditioning just took our levels 1 through 3, so he took like the whole package,
Yep.
and he said that the first hour was worth what he paid for the entire weekend. He said he got in the first hour.
Yeah, he told me that twice.
On Instagram, Nuclear Nomad said, so glad I came across your account from the big giveaway that you're a part of. We are nomadic preppers and will definitely be checking out your website.
That is
Heck,
awesome.
yeah, that is awesome, Nuclear Nomads.
That's from the .0 giveaway.
Oh, sweet.
Guys, that giveaway is super easy.
You just like put your info in.
Yeah, like, share, comment, follow, and there are some really cool companies that are partnering together for that one.
That's a good giveaway. And Nuclear Nomads, thanks for coming over to the channel. We really appreciate it. We are big into prepping ourselves. We love preparedness. We offer a product called the Wound Care Bucket, and that whole idea was how do we take medical components and prep them over time? Let's seal them in a 5-gallon bucket. And off of that, we now have the baby birthing bucket, which is an amazing preparedness item because you don't necessarily always plan to have a baby in SHTF, but geez, it'd be good to have the stuff on hand to have it, as well as a postpartum bucket for mom afterwards. I personally have used both those products with my wife as we had a home birth. Really successful, as well as I know a few other ladies locally here that have used it as well at home births, and it's a really awesome product. So we built that all around preparedness. We are preparedness centered. We just think it's the right smart thing to do. So I'm super happy. I think you'll fit in here is what I'm trying to tell you.
Ethan Eldridge asked if I could put the link in the chat. It is on Instagram, you guys. So if you head on over to our Instagram, it is the post that says Be Prepared giveaway. I'm going to attempt to put that link in YouTube.
Yep, we'll see.
We'll see if it works.
YouTube gets weird about links, guys.
Just make your way over to Instagram. It'll be easy to find.
Shalom, boys and gerbils. Hope y'all are having a safe, blessed, and productive day. Shalom, Hans Herman. Jeez, I wish I could talk today. You guys might want to kick me off this thing, without a doubt. Where's Bob's red, white, and blue headband? It's gone.
It's
Bob's
not gone?
It's technically not gone. It's right over there.
Crazy bucket.
Bob doesn't wear that headband often. Bob had to be coaxed into doing that video, I'll have you know.
Okay, don't lie to the people.
I am not lying to the people.
Don't lie to the people.
Wait, so...
He's like, yep, that hat's perfect.
So wait, you said that you had to be coaxed into wearing a headband, but what got you to do elbow drops off the top rope?
I think that was just you, right? I think you just asked.
Yeah, and you were like, "Oh, sure, I'll do it."
I was trying to be a good sport. Here, now I got something. There you go. Guys, as always, if you have any questions about the kits, manufacturing process, or anything Refuge related, you can throw it into the chat. And this is a great opportunity for transparency. This is me offering my time and what little bit I do know to you guys as kind of just a resource. We want to be a resource for y'all. That's the big thing. If you haven't gotten involved in the Summer Fun giveaway yet, the Summer Fun giveaway is freaking huge. Speaking of giveaways, because we were talking about that, but like this giveaway is gigantuous.
I put it all. If you want to pull out what's in the bucket or in the Yeti.
Bring it over here.
Also, Bob, can I discuss something really quick with the Yeti?
Yeah.
So today we had a comment on Instagram, and they said they wish that Pelican had a cooler that color so that it would be USA made. Britt and I are like, I go searching because I'm like, is Yeti is it not?
I thought it was.
So it turns out that with Yeti, it's like half and half. Some are made in USA, some are made in Philippines for the Tundra. And if you order it online, it's like hit or miss which one you're going to get. So
Really?
we happen to have one from the Philippines. So Britt is already working on fixing that because we care about that.
Yep.
That's a big deal to us. So we
Yep.
are remedying that. It will be from the USA.
Yep. Okay, so we didn't know that. So that's also that's a learning process. And this is what we're about, guys. We're trying to be transparent with y'all. We're not trying to pull a fast one and give you a Philippines cooler. Nobody's feeling that at all, But what we are trying to do is continue to build honesty and transparency around American manufacturing. Yeti should be asked the question, why are half of their coolers being made not in the U.S. if half of them can be? Why are we not doubling our U.S. manufacturing? And then why was it so challenging for us to learn that they weren't American made, right? Or at least half of them weren't. And either way, we're still going to be honest with you guys, and we're going to make sure it's the right cooler because you deserve quality American made goods. And that's what we're about. Anyways, with the Summer Fun giveaway, you will get the American made Red Yeti Tundra cooler. What? And we will make sure that it is American made. Then I'm going to try to get in this bad boy. All right, so then you've also got the 1 year full park pass to any Six Flags park you want to go to, whether it's a theme park, an amusement park, or water park, right? So those are a bunch of different options. There's locations all across the country, from Texas to Cali to New York to Chicago to Oklahoma.
There is not one in New York.
Yeah,
it is in New Jersey.
You could visit them all. You could go to every single one of them with these pass, and you get it for your whole family for a year. So it's 2 adult passes and 2 children passes, and then any child under 2 is free. So you should be able to take the full family. You can use the Rescue Red Refuge cooler, right? In there, you can have your hydration kits, keeping you cool. And then we also put in here 2 boo-boo kits, so that way when you're at the amusement park, both you and mom or you and dad can have the boo-boo kits on hand. So like maybe mom takes the kids over to get a snow cone and dad waits with the one kid over, trying to finish up this ride. That way everybody has their first aid on them, as well as we included a child or a family tourniquet pack. And the family tourniquet pack is just an assortment of different tourniquets for the family. So it's a soft tee, it's 2 soft tees, 2 cat tourniquets, and 2 SWAT tee tourniquets. So 2 children and 4 adult tourniquets, with 2 being a soft tee for larger individuals and 2 being a cat tourniquet for really good self-application. All of this right now, all you have to do to get entered is go to the store and spend $89
bucks, that's it.
Why didn't we make it 99? You only spend $89. And that's a freaking steal, guys. And there's no secret trick or anything like that. And honestly, we have pretty low entries right now. I just checked. We have under 300 entries. So I would recommend getting involved if I were you guys, because man, oh man, that right there, I wish I could enter, because I would take my family to Six Flags 5 times and save $500.
I grew up in Texas. Six Flags is that's a thing.
Six Flags
yeah.
is life.
It's over Texas,
Well, football used to work there. Used to go there all the time. He actually lived maybe about 15 minutes away. That's how close he lived to the one in New Jersey. But reminder to everyone, when you decide to put ice in the cooler, take your first aid kit out.
Yeah, don't leave it in there.
Yeah, you don't want to keep your first aid equipment on ice. Don't do that. Not smart.
We had a gentleman ask about his order, and TJ answered. Guys, if you have any questions about your orders, we are here for you, and you can call the store or email admin@refugemedical.com, and we are more than happy to look it up for you.
Just call Heath. Yep. And right now, if you call Heath, you'll hear his feet running.
Yep, you probably will. And then also, guys, we always have a live chat going on. So the live chat's accessible pretty much during majority, like even outside of business hours. The live chat's still a resource for you guys, and we try to watch that as best as we can. So all of those things are resources to get in contact with us. We want to help you. We want to be somebody you guys can trust on, depend on, and then also just, talk to, ask questions, all that stuff. So, something for you to think about. A couple people have asked in the chat about OD. OD is shipping. We're moving all the OD kits out now. So if you did take part in the OD fire sale, shout out to y'all. Your kits will probably ship either today, tomorrow, or maybe Monday on the late end. But even still, I think today and tomorrow we'll get most of them wrapped up. Thank you guys so much for supporting us and moving that OD out. We have some really interesting new patterns that we're talking about right now in-house. So I'm excited to see kind of what may come from that. It's pretty awesome.
Nuclear Nomad said a good quality tourniquet is so important. A cheap tourniquet is a dangerous thing. Can't wait to check yours out.
Yeah, absolutely. We use the Cat Gen 7 from North American Rescue, and we use the Soft T from TACMed Solutions. Those two are both have been tested tens of thousands of times by the Committee on TCCC. We know that they work. We know that they're quality products. They have the data, and so that's why we use. And then for children, we use the SWAT T, the S Mark, and the Schlichman wrap.
Schlichy!
Project Tribute Foundation's in the chat.
What's up?
What is up, Project Tribute Foundation? If you are a law enforcement officer inside of Oklahoma and you are struggling getting funds for literally anything, if you're a first responder inside of Oklahoma and you're struggling getting funds for literally anything, Project Tribute Foundation is an amazing organization that will work with different channels and different methods to get you the funding that you need for your gear. He's got, I think, 11 or 12 lives saved to date through first aid gear to first responders, which is incredible. He's also gone as so far as to find thermal imaging cameras for missing persons, to fire extinguishers, to ballistic shields, all these different things he finds the funding for. He gets that in the department's hands. And then he also just got 50 different officers trained in tactical medicine through Refuge. We went up to northern Oklahoma, up by Bartlesville. We trained 50 different officers from 15 different agencies. We got to work with some state, some county, and then some local agencies. And it's really cool to see how focused everybody's becoming on tactical medicine. The reason being is that means that we're focused on rendering aid, on saving lives, on protecting and providing and serving people rather than enforcing. And I always love to see that inside of the police officer's realm.
Hey, we had a question from John.
Yep.
He said, with the hot weather, does hydration salts work with dogs? I have a service dog and he gets plenty of water. I just want to check. That is something you need to check with your vet.
Yes.
Especially, there are certain sweeteners. And depending on what hydration salt you have, even the Jocko, I think they use maybe monk fruit. You might want to check with your vet.
Yeah, just
your
call your vet.
And, straight up give your dog failure of the organs. So
yeah. Don't give human stuff to dogs. We're not telling you to do that. Go call your vet. Yeah, that's pretty basic there. I wish I lived closer. I would love to help more. You help enough, Ghost. Don't you ever put yourself down like that, bro. The Hubs took training this weekend, so he decided it was time to TQ check me without telling me how to put one on. How did it go, Aaron? Did you do a good job? Did you get a proper application? And then leave a comment in the chat if you tourniquet check your significant other, your spouse, your girlfriend, your best friend, whoever. Do you randomly TQ check them? Because I do. For my significant other, I do for my friends.
You
all the
do
time.
it at the office for meetings all the time. I don't know
it.
why none of us expect it anymore.
Yeah, every time it's almost like when we're having a meeting, it's like, okay, we're gonna get TQ checked.
Every time we have a meeting, I make sure it's in my pocket. It's normally in my bag, but
Oh my gosh,
Always be ready.
that's so funny. My dogs are supremely mad at you saying not to give them human food. I'm sorry, Storms. I'm not trying to get sued, dog.
Ethan is asking. Ethan, I feel like you ask if it's you that does this. You ask quite frequently about the ankle kit. You know what?
When it comes, Ethan.
Be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient.
When it comes, it comes. I Band-Aid checked my kids for now. It would cost too much to replace tourniquets every other time I checked. Yeah, get a training tourniquet. Just get a training tourniquet and keep using that one training tourniquet. Don't throw it away after every use. I have training tourniquets. That's literally what they're for. Same thing with your kids. You can get a SWAT tee super easy.
If you do a Schlichman, you definitely want to have one for training, just because it is a hook and loop type of system.
It'll stretch and stuff.
So,
Get all,
yeah,
for sure. That's a great word.
Are ankle kits actually useful?
Yeah, if you carry it. Any kit is useful if you carry it.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I'm about to use my husband's, like, one of his key phrases, okay? Are you ready for this? It depends on your philosophy of use. Did I say that right?
Nailed it.
Yeah. The whole point of an ankle kit is it's just an easier way to carry med kits. Personally, I think the slit kit's way easier than the ankle. And
100%.
I've thought about it
Well, that's
a
the
lot
first
myself.
time he's ever asked. My bad, Ethan. We have somebody who also asks, like, all the time.
Sergeant Storm says the only kits that work are the ones you carry. Amen. You EDC a training TQ. No, I don't EDC a training TQ. I EDC my TQ, but I'm usually around a training TQ. And also pretty confident that I could use a soft tee and still have it function afterwards. I've done it a couple times. I'm pretty confident it's still going to work. Now, if I cut the soft tee off of me the same way a first responder would, or they would in surgery, then yeah, it's not going to work anymore. Same thing with a cat tourniquet. But if I'm taking it off like normally, restaging it, it's not going to be as big of a deal. SWAT tee and slicks in my pocket. Good job. Nice. What else we got? Any more questions? As always, guys, feel free to throw questions in the chat.
You know, we had that one guy, do you remember, who was talking about, quit taking off the tourniquet, you have to have somebody else do it. It's just not practical. If you're going to do reps and sets and train with the tourniquet, it's okay for you to remove it. You're not going to create a training scar if you're doing it correctly. I mean, right?
Yeah. Reach out to trainers for training advice. Unless they have a training organization and they work to train thousands of people every single year, from law enforcement to civilian to military, I don't know that I would necessarily take their training advice. And that's not saying that what they say is not valid or is not useful or is diminished. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is when I purposefully look for training information, instruction, assistance, or anything like that, I'm reaching out to people who teach. I'm reaching out to students of the craft, and not even inside of Refuge, outside of Refuge, further on. For example, Saws. Saws has been teaching for like longer than I've been alive. Like, he will destroy people's foolish statements like that all the time. And it's just application of use. So reach out to training professionals. And if you have a question about ways to train at home or teach at home, Refuge Training. Reach out to them. They're there for you. They're a resource for you. So that way that you can build a more sustainable, more safe, more prepared responder in of yourself and your family, right? Because we want to weaponize the family to be a force for good in this world. And speaking of that, if you haven't been to a Refuge training class, we have one coming up in August. This is the last Refuge training class for a minute before we hit the road. I recommend that you do it because these classes are freaking good. And we're talking about all of these things, and a lot of that is discussed in depth with high quality subject matter experts at class. And this is something that I look at as an investment in myself and in my family. My wife just took the class this last weekend. It was something that we thought a lot about, talked a lot about, and I have so much more confidence in my wife and her capability now that she's taken that class. If we were to get into an accident, I don't wonder if she knows how to put a tourniquet on or a chest seal or apply manual pressure or communicate on the phone with 911 or handle a stressful scene, whatever it may be. Like, I have a lot more confidence in my wife, and now even more so, I'm more confidence with her outside the house. Because of the things that are taught inside of Essential Responder, mainly R2 and R3, you have to struggle with maintaining positive control of children inside of emergent scenarios. You have to struggle against de-escalating violent situations. You have to, fight all of these stressors. And now that I know my wife has done that, I have so much more confidence with her at Walmart with the kids, or running to, the go get milk, or whatever it may be that she's going to go do. I feel so much more at peace with her having that knowledge and that confidence that's formed inside of those hard reps and sets. And that's a great thing, is you can come out here and you can get these hard reps and sets, and it's the foundation in which you can take back home and continue to build on, right? This isn't, oh, you're trained, you're okay now. It's, now we're started down this path of becoming the best responder I can be, right? I'm not the same responder I was yesterday. Me, personally, I'm not. I'm a better responder today than I am yesterday. And I hope that tomorrow I will be better than I am today, right? It's a journey for all of us, but it's an investment. And so if you haven't taken a refuge training class, it is absolutely unbelievably cool. I've seen tactical instructors for SWAT teams. I've seen 18 Deltas. I've seen cool guys to soccer moms tell me that this class is indescribably valuable. I had somebody literally tell me this last class, we were just talking about it, in the first hour that it was worth the money, and they had 19 hours left. And I was like, well, geez, I hope that we're not undercharging that much. But no, I just, I truly believe that the window for you to get this type of training is closing. And so for you, invest in yourself. Instead of going on vacation, instead of, buying that 19th rifle or the 300th Glock, whatever it is, come to training. Train yourself and be trained, right? Focus on that investment into you. It's worth it, I promise. And I wouldn't tell you it was if it wasn't, because I try to be an honest and integrity-filled individual as best as my broken ability is. Every day we strive to suck a little less. Amen. Amen, Kermode Bear, breaking chains. Nice. What else we got? And Bob's wife apparently mag dumped on some training bad guys. Yeah, that actually did happen. My wife did mag dump. And I'll tell you what, I'll share a very intimate, cool moment. I listened to my wife do a scenario. She didn't see me. I wasn't there. I didn't want to violate her trust, right? I listened to her do this scenario. There was a bad guy. She put rounds on target, which is great. You want that, right? She went back to rendering aid, and her reaction was to pray, and was to call for prayer. She told the injured person, while she's rendering aid, she told the injured person to pray. And we always think, like, this is how I'm going to act in an emergency. This is how I'm going to act in a traumatic scenario. This is what I'm going to do. But for me, as the spiritual leader of my house, to hear my wife inside that traumatic scenario, that stressful environment, and her default was prayer, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to go cry in the back room for a minute. I'll be back. It's fine. She did great, rendering aid. But that's what you get to see. You get to really experience, what would I do? What would I do in the gunfight? What would I do in the car accident? All of that. And it was really palpable for me. I could feel it, as well as certain other members of the cadre too. My brother pulled up on an accident yesterday. Luckily, no major injuries. He wanted to say thank you to Refuge for making him realize he needed his kit on his person. That's awesome, Ghost. I'm so happy he did not need that kit. That makes my heart so joyful. And I'm also extremely proud and just freaking joyous that he had it on him and he knew he needed it. So many times, like we've seen, I didn't have it, so I wasn't able to, and that's heartbreaking, because it's really not that hard to carry it. It really, really isn't. What do we got? Any other questions or anything like that? I try not to miss questions from you guys, because I know that you want an answer, and speaking of Mango Habanero wins, will we see a Refuge Hot Ones with Bear? We're actually talking about starting up the Hot Ones again. It'll probably be towards the fall that we run more Hot Ones. I think that the Hot Ones are great.
Refuge Hot Seat.
The Hot Seat, not Hot Ones. I think the Hot Seat's great. Right now, we're trying to put out resource material for you guys. So, like training material, information, education, partnerships, all that stuff. Because we just truly believe that you guys need these resources right now. And so, yes, it's an amazing entertainment and there's resources that come from it, but we're really trying to put out that content that's geared towards prepping you guys and building you guys up to be the best responders you can be.
Will
Stop
there
talking.
be a Bear Fact XL?
A Bear Fan XL?
He meant
Bear
to say
Fact.
fact.
Like
Bear
bare
Fact
minimum.
XL? There is a Bear Fact XL. It's called the Stump Bag. No, I don't think so. No, we have a lot of kits and
Yeah, in between.
I mean,
got
how
the
do you mess?
adventure
Like,
kit.
dude, the Bear Fact is perfection. Like, how do you mess with that? Like, what do? You don't change it. We got something coming for you. Don't worry. Okay? We got something coming for you. All right? Right? We got something in the works. Okay, I don't
What,
want to
the
give it
Bob
up.
emo kit?
What?
The Bob emo kit?
Close. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
When does the
it.
Bear Independent Refuge Medical dating site go up?
Only Farms?
Only Farms?
Only
That's a
Farms.
different idea. Don't you make that a thing. That's me. I don't know. Me and TJ have been talking about Only Farms for a minute, and we just film everybody's farms, and it's farm content. It's all what it is.
There's no people.
There's no
Yeah,
people.
like-
It's only farms.
Like a hyperlapse of someone's field.
Yeah. I don't even know if you can't even do voiceover, I don't think. Like, if you're not an animal.
Literally only farms.
I think that would be peaceful. Yeah, I don't know that we're gonna get a dating website. That'd be great. All right, guys, we got like 2 more minutes. I got 2 more minutes. So if you have a question, throw it in the chat. Otherwise, we're gonna say sayonara, see you later, hasta luego. What's another? Konnichiwa? I don't think that's it.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Das Padania.
Das Vidanya.
Dos vidañas.
Wait, what is that? Is that Russian?
Yes.
I don't think we should speak that right now.
Oh,
We're gonna get banned. No Russian.
TikTok has schwacked us.
Yeah. I'm looking. Any questions in the chat? I don't see anything, guys. All right.
Over here.
Nothing over there?
Nope.
All right, guys. So with that, this has been the Refuge HQ live stream. If you haven't entered in the Summer Fun giveaway, guys, do it. It's literally a year's pass for your whole family to have a vacation. You could vacation every day for a year, as well as you get the red cooler, the additional 2 boo-boo kits, the hydration kits, and the family tourniquet pack. So I would definitely recommend getting in on the Summer Fun giveaway. There's not a ton of people that have entered yet, so while you can get in there. And we've got, what, 2 weeks left on that?
Yep. Till the 4th.
Till the 4th?
A little bit less. It's a week and a half.
Week and a
Not
half?
This Friday, but next Friday is the last day.
Week and a half is our last run for the Summer Fun giveaway. So $89 or more get you entered. As always, we love you guys. Please, please, please train these skills as to how to save a life and carry an effing tourniquet. We love y'all. Shalom.